Feeling good?
Yeah, we're good. Are we on?
2. So this is the improbable episode of Coffee with Kyan with Darren Mills. Everybody who is actually happened to be at their desk help me to talk to the UK guys as well. Make sure everybody they're getting close to their end of business day. Help them to watch it and comment on their big boss. Like, comment, and share. Hey, so thank you everybody for coming in today. And then in Atlanta, we had a little snow apocalypse last Friday, but didn't stop the enthusiasm of the UK guys visiting it in this case. So we have today Darren Mills.
Hi. Hello.
Hi. So Darren wears many hats for IT Wars Resource Group, starting with the owners, as well board of directors. So.
Yeah, it's a varied role. It's changed over the years. It's evolved. It's moved into something perhaps where you do feel a little bit uncomfortable, but you push through it. You learn. You move on. But yeah, many hats.
From the team of 2, 3 to start.
Team of 2. We set a business up 13, 14 years ago. 2 of us, myself and Tim, in a room with 1 phone, 2 PCs, no windows, probably as big as this table, to be fair.
IKEA probably didn't exist back then. Just kidding. Started in 2004.
No. We're not that old. Yeah, interesting times. To where we are today with 2 offices, both here and in the UK.
Wow. Well, kudos to all the growth, and then along the both sides of Atlantic thing that started first in the UK side in 2004, and the US side around 2013-14, right?
Our business is very much based on niche markets, an inch wide, a mile deep, so we get to understand the market inside out and become an expert in your market. And five years ago, we were in a really healthy place. However, our business was defined by the shorelines around the UK. So we had 2 options. We could either diversify what we do, or look at other geographical territories and still maintain the working sentiment, being an expert in your market. And that's
especially
what we did.
The niche.
Exactly. So we could have stayed in the UK and done a bit of IT support, a bit of development, a bit of this, a bit of that. And that's not what this business is based on. So we decided on America and maintained our working ethos to become experts in the market. And here we are.
Yeah, from niche IT perspective to the full 360, which I think that for the most of the American companies, the full 360 was almost untouchable in a lot of different sectors.
Yeah. Now, one of the standouts before we moved up here, from colleagues that have been to the US and failed, and also speaking to recruiters here, we should never go to a new territory and impregnate what we do exclusively, because it won't work.
Speaking from your own.
So we need to adopt a lot of the Americanisms, how you guys work, how you embrace working in the staffing sector. Couple that with how we do things. I think it's been a great journey, a great learn, but I think perhaps now we might need to adapt a little bit more to make sure you guys here attract the best recruiters, they attract the best salespeople, and maybe marry a little bit more how America delivers human capital, but also how we do to maintain our experts in the market.
Yeah, human capital is a very interesting concept, because obviously that the time and day has been quite different now since the company inception for IT Resource Group back in the early 2000s, and all the way through the transition from the new millennium into now we're walking into potentially 2020 in the near future. It's funny that because I actually read an article by Betty Liu, which I share on my LinkedIn page. Someone have read through it. There always great idea comes with great execution, and obviously there's a lot of failures. There's a lot of learn from where we fell,
Failing
pick
is
it
good,
up.
right?
It's the only way to learn.
If you don't fail, you don't learn.
Exactly. If you don't fail, you don't know where you have stumbled on. You won't know what you have done. What could have been better if you always look at the rosy sunshine and rainbows and so on.
Right.
So I know that because Darren, that you have a prior life and to IT works, and then walk into this past 14 plus years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Before I got into staffing, I worked in hotels, but that's a different life.
I didn't know that part.
Did you know that?
I only know that you're from Preston, but I didn't know that part.
Aye, that's wrong as well. I'm from Lancaster.
Oh wow.
So before I got into recruitment, I used to work in hotels, and the best advice my mother has ever given me: everybody needs to eat. Therefore, go to college and do catering. And without that, I wouldn't be here, because I did catering. Then I went into catering recruitment, catering staffing, chefs, porters, waiters in London, and then moved into IT recruitment. So actually that advice my mother gave me back when I was 17, 18, it brought me to this table.
I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
Food and beverage is a very top industry. I grew up in restaurants too.
Did you?
My mom's side owns and operates restaurants as well. I grew up as a kitchen rat and sometimes floated to the front desk to be a cashier and then a host.
I've been a kitchen porter.
Oh wow! What was that life like? In that, mom's words of wisdom to get you into the whole catering business, to catering recruiting.
How was that life? Okay, so I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being 18 years old, living in a hotel in London. I enjoyed that.
And Mr. Big Shot. Back in the 2000.
So I'm 43 now, and that was in my early 20s, maybe even late teens. So a long time ago. But
So
it was enjoyable.
But lived the life of London as well.
I think the defining moment when I decided I need another job was the fact I got offered a very senior position in a hotel as one of the hotel managers for £7,000 a year salary. So what's that, in books?
Yeah,
Not a lot,
not a
right?
whole lot. Yeah,
not a lot. So I thought, I can't base the rest of my life on that. As enjoyable as it was, I decided, well, okay, we need to look at something else. So catering recruitment became that occupation that led to IT recruitment, that led to me meeting Tim and setting up IT Works Resource Group. All those years ago. So thanks, man.
Goodness. Wow. Well, cheers to that. That's a tough industry to break through,
isn't it?
For sure.
Yeah. Enjoyable.
Especially that, if you don't mind me ask that question very bluntly, was it a matter of need? Was it something that you were excited about? Was it a matter of, looking at the business, that would be a good business to go to? What was your angle at that time to go down that route?
To
move into staffing, especially.
Okay.
I assume the catering piece is probably where you're comfortable to start with first, right?
So I had a friend who finished university, who got a job with one of the top IT recruitment companies in London, and he was living with me at the time, and he, without sounding too crass, he was earning a lot of money, and I wasn't. So I decided that I'd like to be in that space, to be in that world, and moved across to recruiting.
I see. So what type of recruiting was he doing at the time?
He was doing IT. He was doing IT.
Paint you that picture about IT, about recruiting, about.
He was doing IT, and I thought, well, I'm working twice as hard. He's going out every night having a drink. I'm working odd shifts. It doesn't figure. So that's when I decided to move into staffing.
So lifestyle was an attraction. Financial incentive was an attraction.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the opportunity in staffing is a lot. However, you do have to put the effort in. It's like any job, right? But the outcomes within the staffing world are absolutely 100% based on the activity of the individual and what they're prepared to give up, what they're prepared to do to make sure that they are able to generate enough activity to which ultimately will end up in the productivity of their own desk, their own business.
And their own destiny.
Yeah, absolutely. there are a lot of people out there that check in at 8:30, that check out at 5:30 in whichever job they want to do, and they get paid a salary for whatever they do in between those hours. The staffing recruitment industry, you get out what you put in. So there's not many sectors, industries, jobs that enable you to do that.
Yeah, being the second largest industry in the world, obviously from the idea to fruition to through the execution, it takes a lot of hard work. It doesn't. Hey, it's a great idea.
And you know what? It's good fun. The staffing world, the way it's great fun. It's great fun. It's a great journey, and I love it.
Can you share with some of the fun that had really intrigued you to keep you going down through this route over the years?
Okay, so there's a lot of fun I can't tell you about, which I won't tell you about. It's a young industry.
We'll keep that offline then.
It's a young industry. It's fun. So, what excites me more than anything, is twofold. One is actually chasing the job myself, chasing the opportunity, and actually doing the business and getting it over the line. However, now the biggest pleasing thing, the biggest enjoyment, the biggest buzz of this business is seeing these guys do well, and seeing these guys afford bigger houses, buy the nice cars, get the Rolex. That's seeing 18, 19, 20-year-olds come into this business now and actually build something for their life. It's phenomenal. It's the biggest buzz. And it's a joy to see, really. Yeah.
Because nobody went to school for recruitment to start first.
Well, I mean, I didn't even get to university, you know. I didn't even get to college. So you have doctors, you have nurses, you have lawyers that will go to Harvard, that will go to Princeton, and they will work so hard to get their degree. 4 or 5 years to get a degree. In this sector, you can earn more, but you don't need to be in that set of, well, I've got a 2-1, I've got the top degree. You get out what you put in, and that's from a kid on the street that wants an opportunity to somebody who has been to university, actually wants a different career path. The job's about attitude. It's not about degrees. It's not about how well you did and which where you fit in society. It's about your attitude and how you apply yourself and learn. And the world's your oyster. It really is. Yeah.
The world's your oyster. So, thank you for the opportunity, obviously, to plan for the future. I think for a lot of us, myself included, to have the opportunity to be here and then to go on the road of success. And then I think in each of our individual own ways as well. Everybody's, some people want to come in and do a bang-up job. Some want to come in to make, 6-figure times how many more. What are some of the motivations for you, for yourself, to want to go down this journey to create the opportunity for these people we see around us?
To create the opportunity, I think it comes back to the point before. What excites me, what drives me to look at different markets, help develop popular consulting that we can come on to later, I guess. But it's having that in the back of my head, that voice. What next? How can we do things better? How can we support these guys better? How can we do things better? And that's a constant. And sometimes people don't see it, because there's other pressures. But it's making sure that as a business owner, our absolute responsibility, bar none, is to give everybody the tools to succeed. That's our responsibility as a business, is to put a great working environment in place for people, the training, the opportunity, and give them the tools that they need to succeed. That might be earning 6 figures, or it might actually be having a stable job where they can pay for private school for the kid, or whatever it may be, that enables them to come into work, feel valued, feel respected, and actually have the opportunity to do a good job. And that's the buzz.
And we see for the previous 14 years so far and going strong, lots of people that have earn their stripes and then earn their wings,
Yeah.
and to be where they are today. And for that one, thank you, and obviously Tim as well,
Yeah,
and Gary and many other people that have paved the way for us.
I get embarrassed when people thank me. Honestly, I thank you for the great job you've done of bringing people on in here, the training, the culture. So it's a two-way thing. And I always say, well, as a business owner, I'll sit on the floor. I mean, it's a flat structure. I'm one of the guys. I will help and support the guy who needs help. And I'll go and listen to him on the phone. I'll nurture them. I'll give them my time to help them succeed, because that's our responsibility. So when people say thank you.
Oh, thank you. I think that we also see things happening behind us as well. See people that passing the baton, share the words of wisdom, sitting with each other, collaborating through. You know, the full 360, many things can happen. There are many things can fall down.
It's a hard job.
Yeah.
It's not easy. People walk into this industry, the sector, think, oh, well, I can get people jobs, I can talk to people. Well, actually, it's a lot harder than that. It's a hard job. It's a tough job. When you've got an invoice riding on a £20,000 invoice that, for whatever reason, doesn't happen, it hits you.
Absolutely.
The amount of work it takes to do one piece of business, and for that business to fall flat, their strength is getting up and doing it again, learning from your mistakes and doing it again, and making sure that you learn from it. Nobody cares if you fail. It's about learning from it and make sure that next time you implement what you learned in the last one. Because everyone's learning all the time. As we said before, you only learn by failing. You do.
You don't know what to learn if you have not failed, period. And I think we're mentioning about the mutual engagement part as well. I think that, especially looking at the new millennial, we should talk about Generation Z that's coming on the horizon. You know, the engagement aspect of the thing plays such a big part. I think that potentially as a employer versus employee, looking at potentially trainer versus trainee, mentor versus employees and so on, that comes in such a big part. How do you keep individuals engaged? I'm sure in your line career, met through many different type of personality, big or small.
It's being close to your team, right? What motivates you, Kyan, might not motivate Michelina. So we need to get to know you about your needs and wants, because your needs and wants are yours. They're individual. They're not the same as Gary's. They're not the same as the guys here. Everyone's different. So for me to understand everyone's needs and wants, I think is a massive part of the business, because what motivates you might not motivate somebody else. So I think that's how you keep people motivated, by understanding them, and understanding their aspirations, their goals, their dreams, and working with them to help achieve that.
Exciting. That's exciting to hear. Having that, to bring the element of the self-awareness and also mutually understanding about what this whole process is plays a big part.
Yeah, it does. Millennials, Generation X, Y, Z, whatever comes next. Fundamentally, you have to work hard at the job. This job doesn't choose who you are. It doesn't choose your age. It doesn't choose. It doesn't choose. The job is the job.
Yeah.
And whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50 in this industry, you have to work hard.
Absolutely.
So a 20-year-old working hard and a 50-year-old working hard, whether you're a millennium or the job's the job.
Businesses are out there. Companies are still growing.
Yeah, but you need to understand the needs and wants of the individuals, so you know what motivates them, what excites them, what aspirations they have, how they're going to get from A to B, and how can you help support that growth. I think that's what it comes down to.
Fantastic. So 14 years, I know that we have several different turns and changes through the years.
The evolution of growing a company, right?
So I know that we have a little baby. I think within probably the youngest one within the IT Work Resource Group, Populo. I think that a lot of it's something that's created a lot of traffic, a lot of great energy around the UK for the previous almost 2 years, right?
Yeah, nearly 2 years. I think this is maybe a centric thing to the UK, because I know the healthcare market in America is distinctly different, but similar. The way the healthcare sector in the UK is procuring human capital. They want more for their money, and rightly so. And rightly so. I think perhaps the old way of procuring a contractor, where there's no consequence for not delivering, is changing, is evolving. There's new regulations in the UK to make sure that it's a level playing field, and that's a good thing. But Popular Consulting was born out of great work that we've done in the UK with IT Works Health, and they are still a standalone transactional business which are doing really well.
Yeah.
However, to deliver programs of work, to deliver a service as a professional services organisation to the NHS in the UK, it's based on outcomes. So there is a consequence for not hitting milestones. There is a consequence for a failed programme, whereas perhaps contractors, they will start and they will finish, and they will exit that healthcare business with no consequence, because they'll move on to the next one or the next one. But as a professional services organisation that's based on outcomes and delivering a quality service to the healthcare sector, it is based on that. So it's in everyone's interest to make sure that programme is delivered on time, within budget, and within the scope of the deliverables. So as a healthcare organisation, be it IT Works Health, Popular Consulting, and actually the guys here in the American healthcare team, because globally we've got something to say. You know, we're a global healthcare organisation that supports all the vendors in America, in the UK, and we deliver good results based on case studies and repeat business, and partnering with the vendors to make sure we can actually do the best job we possibly can do, because what is exactly the same in America and the UK is patient safety, patient outcomes, patients that actually get what they need from the healthcare.
Yeah.
So that's what it's about, patient safety.
Yeah, because I think that based on what I know within my years working in healthcare, patient safety in terms of service excellence usually are the number one, number two, which actually goes well hand in hand, because patient safety at the end of the day it's about patient safety.
What's about?
From the small things to, I say smaller things, to infection control, which is actually a really big deal, to how things are done, and what made you decide to go from the transactional piece, which traditionally you have a 6-month project, will provide you to the sector and so on, becoming this more result focused.
Right. Call it lucky, call it timing, or call it actually intuition of where the market's going. I think it actually comes back to what we talked about from the outset, being an expert in your market. Being an expert in the market doesn't necessarily just mean about the best people in the market. It means about market trends. It means how that market is procuring people. It's more than just, there you go, there's a widget to do a job. It's about understanding the market. And I think the credibility within Popular is that actually we saw the shift in that market 2 years ago, maybe a little bit before. So that was developed based on how we saw the market developing into. And
from the experience of
it's working,
talking to the candidates and clients and learn that.
We've been delivering into the healthcare market for 15 years or so. So it's based on good intelligence, you know. And Popular Consulting have some fantastic stakeholders in that business that have delivered programs of work around the UK, that have fantastic case studies and reference points that give comfort to the NHS, the healthcare organisations in the UK, that we can deliver, because we're investing in the right people to enable them to do the job.
Yeah. From Kyan, Denver.
Kieran, Mike, Denise, Stephanie. We're growing quite quickly. And they've all got great experience of delivering to the NHS, and that goes a long way.
Yeah, I'm sure that bringing more than satisfactory results to the current clients and beyond. And being that going on its third year, where do you see Popular go in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, I think Popular have got so much potential to deliver fantastic outcomes, save the NHS a lot of money by delivering the programmes right first time, but also making sure that the NHS trusts maximise the opportunity of their clinical systems to help drive revenue, to help drive patient flow, to make sure the patients are seen properly and in a fit and proper time. And I think the credibility of Poplo is growing week in, week out. There's some good programmes of work we're working on that are absolutely based on outcomes and making sure that those trusts that we're involved with ultimately deliver the best patient experience to their citizens.
Fantastic. Actually, special shout out to the guys who are working actually on the other side of the pond, and then Kyan and then a team.
Yeah.
And what would be the best way for companies, potential client, or even candidates who want to get in touch with somebody who's working in such a fantastic sector, Popular?
Well, the website is popularconsulting.co.uk, or by the IT Works Resource Group, where they can be directed there. There's LinkedIn pages. There's some great blogs actually on there. Due to the network that we know in the UK, the blogs that we're putting out every 2 weeks are actually from market experts. Our first 2 blogs have been penned by a good friend of the organisation, Dr. Johan Waktari, who used to be the CCIO at Liverpool Heart and Chest. So he's actually helped implement Sunrise, Allscripts product. So he's done a couple of blogs for us, and they've got done really well. Okay. And there's more to come from CIOs, CXOs, program managers delivering into the NHS, vendors as well. So it's enabled us to reach a good audience, and attaches a lot of credibility to it as well. That we're able to attract those people to talk about their experiences in healthcare on our platform.
Fantastic.
I think which is great.
Do you foresee Popular go beyond the UK?
It has no bounds. Do I see it expanding?
Will we see another sector similar to in a different continent?
I think the answer is yes. But let's do what we're doing well and get better at it first in the UK. Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
There's lots of exciting projects for healthcare alone that from the Middle East. We've seen a lot of implementation.
I think the Middle East is quite mature actually. They've delivered a lot of change, a lot of investment. That's for sure.
Yeah, we see Cerner, Epic, lots of big systems going in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what is interesting. Popular's managing director went out to China by invitation by the Chinese government to talk about clinical change in the NHS and how the healthcare system in China could adopt our methodologies, our change and transformation techniques, not Popular's, the UK's, but what we do well is very much change and transformation, which is why we were invited to go to China and do some keynote talks. And one thing that stood out from that trip, unfortunately I didn't go personally, which is a shame.
No, it's the credibility that I brought on, obviously.
It is, but China has spent billions of pounds, building new hospitals with the latest kit, the nicest kit, but they don't necessarily know how to join them all up yet. So that would be an interesting market, but maybe one day. But I think what excites clinicians, what excites people working in the NHS, is when they're actually working on the best kit, when they're working with the best systems, because then they feel actually that patient experience is absolutely fantastic. I think if China can adopt the change and transformation techniques of Europe, the UK, and I wouldn't just isolate the UK, the change and transformation of how you deliver programs in America, I think that will be a healthcare sector to behold.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Long way though.
Obviously, a lot of them learn from the best practice. Obviously, seeing that each different system, each different market, where the trends, but the trends usually come from what have failed in order for them to know that. Let's try maybe something else will encompass everybody's failure to look for what's a better solution and all. Yeah, I think that leads to a lot of exciting things in the future.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, and bottom line is patient safety, patient experience. So again, like we said, you only learn by failing, and that's in any sector, any industry.
So what's next for Darren Mills?
What's next for Darren Mills? Are you talking short term or medium or long term?
Let's look at short, mid-term, long term.
Short term is enjoying.
That is your question.
Short term is enjoying a few days in here with you guys. Medium term is to make sure that Populo's robust enough and has the scalability to grow. We're developing other markets in the UK, different territories. Germany's a prime example of that, where best economy in Europe. So we're looking at developing that further. Similar to how we developed America, by picking our core markets, not diverting from our core values and beliefs.
And how we do things.
Yeah, exactly. And start developing Germany further. I think that's a real opportunity for the group. Massive opportunity.
We heard so many great success so far along the way, and Antonia has done
wow.
lots of exciting things.
Wow.
Special shout out to you.
Yeah, who'd have thought? Yeah. But who'd have thought? Wonderful woman and doing a great job. So
great
proud.
Personality. Yeah, because the bilingual. I believe she's multilingual as well.
Yeah, she's getting there. Yeah. She speaks a little bit of German, and she's learning, and she's embracing the change. It's fantastic, and that's the point. Seeing people like Antonia embrace the change, the opportunity, and nailing it is fantastic. It's brilliant.
Fantastic. So out of the 15 plus years where everybody have come through it, I know that we have a lot of potential prospective individual curious about what we do, either potential business owners or potentially that future recruitment consultants will maybe join on to our team in any capacity. What words of wisdom would you like to share with them?
Anyone joining IT Works Resource Group need to embrace that it's more than a job. It's a lifestyle. It really is a lifestyle. As an organisation, I'd say it's our responsibility to anybody walking into this organisation to give them the tools to succeed.
Beyond business hours, beyond paycheck, beyond a job.
All we need is the attitude. The attitude and the foresight just to take it all in, come in with just get on with it. Listen to people. Listen to the good people within the organisation that are making success, and embrace it. Embrace the change. Embrace the challenge. Embrace the culture, because I think the culture within the group is fantastic. It's a joy to see. Actually, it's great, and I think whether you work in the UK, whether you work in America, or whatever in the future, we're all one group. We're all one family, and it's good. It's really good.
Seeing the individuals, the team, the division, the business, and then so many things that flourish too. Yeah. It's, I think that beyond probably to a degree beyond expectation, and then unless you say it's all expected, it's all part of the plan.
We nailed the plan. Yeah. No, it's just enjoying the journey together, isn't it? I think the successes, the failures, learning from the failures, and then just keeping on.
Hey, cheers to that.
Cheers.
And thank you for coming on Coffee with Kyan. And for anybody that have any question for us, feel free to comment and share and like or react to this particular episode. Any questions for Darren?
Yeah,
can I give your email out?
Yeah, yes, you can.
Darren.mills@itworks.
I'll tell you what, Kyan, I'll Darren at itworksresourcegroup.com, or my Popular one, which is Darren at popularconsulting.co.uk. Either one. Yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions at all.
Fantastic. Thank you, Darren. Enjoy your stay here, and then please tell everybody say hi. If not, they're watching already. I'm sure that lots of lads and ladies are probably commenting off the hook right now.
Well, I would have thought so. not for my benefit, no, that's for sure. I'm not that popular.
Hey, popular it is. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey,
cheers.
guys, we'll see you later this week when we have Jasmine come on with us. But cheers to Darren, and then for a fantastic 14 plus year round, and then we'll see you soon.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.